Envelope modulation in Ableton Live. Have you ever wondered how to make your sounds in electronic music come alive? Envelope modulation is a fantastic way to add movement and expression to your tracks. In Ableton Live, this technique is essential for shaping sounds dynamically. Let's break down how it works and how you can use it effectively in your music production. First, let's clarify what an envelope is. An envelope is a control signal that modifies a parameter over time. The most common type is the attack, decay, sustain, and releases envelope, often referred to as ADSR. The attack phase determines how quickly a sound reaches its peak volume. The decay phase controls how fast it drops to the sustain level, which is the steady state of the sound. Finally, the releases phase dictates how long it takes for the sound to fade away after you stop playing it. In Ableton Live, you can find envelopes in devices like Wavetable, Operator, and Sampler. These envelopes can modulate various parameters, including volume, filter frequency, and resonance. This allows for detailed sound design that can really make your music stand out. Each audio or MIDI clip in Ableton Live has its own clip envelopes. This feature lets you automate changes to parameters within the clip itself. For example, you might want to create a gradual volume fade in at the start of a clip or a sweeping filter effect over several bars. Clip envelopes are independent of the main track automation, giving you the freedom to craft complex sounds without affecting the overall arrangement. It's also important to differentiate between modulation and automation. Modulation involves using envelopes or low-frequency oscillators to change parameters dynamically. Automation, on the other hand, is when you manually draw or record these changes over time. In Ableton Live, you can switch between the two, allowing for both rhythmic changes and precise adjustments. Now, let's look at some practical applications of envelope modulation in electronic music. For synth leads and basses, you can modulate the filter cutoff to create punchy basslines or bright leads. Adjusting the attack and decay settings can make a sound feel plucky or smooth. For drums and percussion, applying envelope modulation to pitch or amplitude can result in snappy kicks or tight snares. Short attack and decay times are typical for these percussive sounds. You can also use envelope modulation in effects processing. For instance, modulating parameters in effects like chorus or phaser can add movement and interest to your sounds. Imagine using an envelope to increase the depth of a chorus effect only during the tail of a note. This technique can create a more engaging listening experience. For dynamic textures, clip envelopes are perfect for crafting evolving pads or rhythmic gating effects. This is especially useful in genres like techno, house, and ambient music. If you want to take it a step further, consider using envelope followers. These devices analyze the amplitude of an audio signal and generate a control signal based on its changes. This can make one sound react to another, like having a pad swell every time a kick drum hits. MIDI envelopes are another advanced technique. Some devices allow envelopes to be triggered by MIDI notes, giving you precise control over modulation, timing, and intensity. This is particularly useful for creating complex, sequenced patterns. Layering envelopes can also lead to rich, evolving textures. For example, you might modulate filter cutoff with one envelope while using another for resonance. This combination can create a more dynamic sound. In summary, envelope modulation in Ableton Live is a fundamental technique for electronic music producers. By mastering how to shape and apply envelopes, you can create sounds that are dynamic and full of movement. Whether you are working on synth leads, drums, or effects, understanding envelope modulation will significantly enhance your music production skills.